Uh, Today I am going to discuss with you all the Indus river system from chapter number 3, drainage. And as discussed earlier about the drainage system of our country, we came to know that the drainage system of our country can mainly be divided into two subdivisions, into two broad divisions, that is the Himalayan rivers and the peninsular rivers. So we are going to basically discuss about the Himalayan rivers, okay, that is the Indus, Ganga and the Brahmaputra, and I will be discussing today about the Indus river system, which is one of the important Himalayan rivers. So as discussed earlier, as I have said earlier also, that the Indus and the Brahmaputra, these are the two Himalayan rivers which has its origin in the northern part of the Himalayas. Okay, that means the Indus and the Brahmaputra river, they originate from the Tibetan plateau region. Okay, so this Indus river, it has its origin, okay, near Mansarovar lake. It has its origin near the Mansarovar lake. Okay, see, the major Himalayan rivers are the Indus, the Ganga and the Brahmaputra, and most of these Himalayan rivers, that is the Indus, Ganga and the Brahmaputra, they are very long. They travel for a very long distance, okay, and on its path they are joined by many large and important tributaries. So from the source to the mouth of the river, okay, these Himalayan rivers, they are joined by many number of tributaries, okay, and most of these tributaries are the large rivers actually. Okay, and a river along with its tributaries is basically called a river system. Okay, so basically a major river along with its tributaries is considered as a river system. So now we are going to discuss about the Indus river systems. So first you see the map. If you see the map, you can see that the that the Indus river, it is not originating from our country India actually. It is originating from the Tibetan plateau region. Okay, and the place from where the Indus river originates, okay, it is located. It is near Mansarovar lake. Okay, so just near to Mansarovar lake, the Indus river originates, and the Indus river, it flows towards the western side and it enters India in the Ladakh region, and then it flows through Jammu and Kashmir. It enters Pakistan, and finally it drains its water, okay, in the Arabian Sea. Okay, so this is the course of the Indus river. So let us know in details about this Indus river system. The Indus river, it rises in Tibet near Lake Mansarovar, and it flows west. Okay, and after originating in near Lake Mansarovar, okay, it starts flowing in the western side and it enters India through the Ladakh region. Okay, so from the Ladakh region, the Indus river, it enters India, where it has formed a picturesque gorge, where it has formed a very beautiful gorge. A beautiful valley has been formed by the river Indus, okay, because of its erosional activities. Okay, and after entering Jammu and Kashmir, after entering Ladakh region, okay, that is the Jammu and Kashmir region, okay, it is joined by some tributaries. Okay, it is joined by some of the small tributaries such as the Jaskar, the Nubra, the Sayyok and the Hunja. Okay, these are the important tributaries of the river Indus which join the river Indus in the Kashmir region. Okay, so basically the Jaskar, the Nubra, the Sayyok and the Hunja, these are the important tributaries of the river Indus which join the river Indus in Kashmir region, that means in India. Okay, and the Indus river, it flows through the Baltistan and the Gilgit region and emerges from the mountains and atoll. So the Indus river, after entering India, it flows through the Baltistan and the Gilgit region. Okay, and it finally comes out of the mountain. Okay, it finally comes out of the mountains and Attock. Okay, Attock is the name of a place where the Indus river, it comes out of the mountains and enters the plain areas in Pakistan. Okay, here you can see the image of the Indus river in the Ladakh region. Okay, so this is the picture of the Indus river in the Ladakh region, where you can see that the river is not having enough amount of water. Okay, it is flowing from a dry snow covered area. Okay, and when the river it flows from different places, it is joined by many number of tributaries. Okay, and the flow of the water, it goes on increasing. So basically The four rivers which join the river Indus in the Kashmir region are the Jaskar, the Nubra, the Sayok and the Hunja. Okay, but apart from this, there are five important tributaries of river Indus. That is the Satluj River, the Byas River, the Ravi River, the Chenab River, and the Jhelum River. Okay, these are the main tributaries of the river Indus. Okay, these are the five tributaries of the river Indus, and they all join together to enter the Indus near Mithankot in Punjab, Pakistan. Okay, so here you can see that in the Indian region, okay, the Indus River is flowing. The topmost part you can see that this blue line at the topmost part, this is the Indus River. Actually, it is flowing. It has entered India. Sorry, it has entered Pakistan and it is flowing. Okay, and the five rivers of Punjab. Okay, that is the five river system. Okay, of the Indus River. That is the Jhelum, the Chenab. Okay, the Ravi, the Byas, and all. Okay, these all rivers. Okay, they enter Pakistan. After flowing through India, they enter Pakistan okay, and at Pakistan, the Jhelum and the Chenab river, they join together. Okay, and the Satluj River. Okay, Satluj River is getting joined by the Byas and the Ravi River before only. Okay, and the Satluj River, it joins, okay, with this river, with the Jhelum and the Chenab River, which are joined together. And all these five rivers, the water of these five rivers, okay, it ultimately joins the Indus River at Mithankot. So this is the place, okay, this is the place which is known as Mithankot, where the river Indus is joined by the five important tributaries, that is the Satluj, the Byas, the Chenab and the Jhelum. Okay, and after this, the river Indus, it starts flowing towards the southern side, and finally it enters, it drains its water in the Arabian Sea. Okay. Beyond this, the Indus flows southward, eventually reaching the Arabian Sea east of Karachi. Okay, so in the east of Karachi, the Indus River, it finally drains its water in the Arabian Sea. Okay, so this is the entire course of the river Indus. The river Indus is the most important river of the northwestern part of our country, because this river Indus, it supplies water to the Ladakh region, to the Jammu and Kashmir region, as well as to the western part of the northern plains of our country, that is the state of Punjab, Haryana and the Indus River, okay, it has formed a gentle plain. Okay, the plain areas which has been formed by the Indus River, it has a gentle slope, and the total length of the Indus River is 2,900 kilometers from the source to the mouth. That means near Lake Mansarovar, where the river Indus originates, from there till the Arabian Sea, the river Indus, it flows for a total length of 2,900 kilometers. And the Indus River is one of the longest river in the world, with a total length of 2,900 kilometers. It is one of the longest river of the world. And the drainage basin, the Indus River, it forms a large drainage basin. Okay, it has a very large drainage basin. Okay, it supplies water to a very large geographical area, but only a third of its Indus basin, okay, only a third of the basin area of the Indus River is located in our country, in India, and the rest, okay, it is in the part of Pakistan. A little over a third of the Indus basin is located in India, in the Ladakh region, in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, in Himachal Pradesh and Punjab. Okay, and a larger part, around 70%, you can say, okay, around 70% of the plain area, okay, the basin area of the river Indus, it lies in Pakistan. Okay, so you can say here that the Indus River, okay, the basin, the Indus River basin, okay, it covers a larger part of Pakistan, okay, and a small part of it lies only in our country, India. And this Indus River, okay, the basin area of the river Indus, it has been separated from the Ganga River basin by, okay, the Ambala. Ambala is considered as the water divide between the Indus River and the Ganga River, okay, which separates the basin area of the Indus River and the Ganga River. Okay. Now here you see, I have shown you in the map that the Indus River, it originates in Tibet, it enters India, and it flows to Pakistan and finally drains its water in the Bay of Bengal. So a major part of the basin area of the river Indus, it lies in Pakistan. Okay, So there was a dispute regarding the water sharing between India and Pakistan. Okay, there was a dispute between India and Pakistan regarding the sharing of the water after independence, because before independence India and Pakistan was a combined country, it was a single country. Okay, so there was no dispute. But later on, after we got independence and the country got divided into two halves, that is Pakistan and India, dispute, okay, a dispute increase, okay, arise between these two countries, because because the Indus river is flowing from our part, so we were using maximum amount of water, okay, and Pakistan was having a less amount of water supply, okay. So they were raising some objections regarding the use of the water of the river Indus, okay. So in order to sort out the problem, okay, in order to sort out the issue of sharing the river water, okay, of sharing the Indus water between India and Pakistan, the Indus Water Treaty was signed between India and Pakistan. Okay, so this Indus Water Treaty, okay, it is an agreement between India and Pakistan which was signed in the year 1960, and according to the Indus Water Treaty, India will be using only 20% of the total water which is being carried by the river Indus, and the rest 80% of the water will be used by Pakistan. Okay, and this 20% of the water of the river Indus which we will be using, okay, it will be used for irrigating the agricultural lands in the state of Punjab, Haryana, and in the southern and the western part of Rajasthan. Okay. Now there is a question, you may have a question that why India will use only 20%, because the river is flowing from our country only first, so why we will use only 20%, why Pakistan will use more amount of water. You have seen that a major portion of the drainage basin, it lies in Pakistan, okay, and a small portion of the drainage basin of the river Indus, it lies in our country, okay. So they have more right to use the water of this river Indus, okay, and that is why according to the treaty, okay, they have been allowed to use 80% of the water of the river Indus, and 20% of the river Indus water will be used by us, okay. So this is what about the Indus river system of our country, and this Indus river system is one of the most important river, okay, in the northwestern part of our country, basically the state of Punjab, Haryana, the southern and the western part of Rajasthan, the state of Jammu and Kashmir, okay, the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and the Union Territory of Ladakh, they are dependent on this Indus river for its water supply. So we have completed about the Indus river, as which is one of the major Himalayan river, and in our next class we will be discussing about the Ganga river system, okay, which is the most important river system of our country.